Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Ketan and I call myself that day-to-day guy because we're just out here living life day-to-day and trying to get through and live a harmonious life with our fellow human beings. Today's video is entitled Being Offended by the Union Jack. I'm laughing because the sheer stupidity of this just makes me laugh. Anyway, it's sparked by the story last week about a young girl who went to school, and there was a couple of things. Well, things I know are right, I'm going to say, and things that I'm not unsure about, I'm going to state. So I'm unsure as to whether it was a non-uniform day or whether it was a day to celebrate some sort of multiculturalism. Also, I think again, people may have been told not to wear flags or bring flags. And I think they're the only things I perhaps don't know about this story in terms of knowing the full story. Nevertheless, anyway, this young girl turned up in a Jerry Halliwell sequined Union Jack dress, which is fine, and she was reprimanded in some way, shape or form, and obviously this hit the papers, and oh my God, like everything on my Facebook is to do with this story, and obviously you get everyone in the comments like, you know, if they don't like it, send them home, whatever, but not actually send them home to their British home. The offended people, send them abroad. So apparently this whole story was started at some point whereby foreign people, basically people of colour, are offended by the Union Jack. And this has been going on for a number of years. And initially I kind of think to myself, whatever. And now I think to myself, hold on a second, like, I have the most diverse group of friends, associates, you know, and never before, never, I emphatically mean never have I met anyone that's offended by our flag. And I say our flag because I am British, you know, in fact. I have a British passport, and some may still argue the point as to whether you're really not British. In the comment section, somebody, I'll have to troll some of these posts sometime because the English is atrocious in it, and the irony that you've got these people that are so pro-British yet can't string a sentence together. I mean, that's funny in itself, isn't it? Anyway, so some guy wrote on there, you know, you're Indian living in a British country. And I think to myself, like, what is it to be British? I think about the facts, and I think to myself, well, I'm born here. I speak English better than most. I write English better than most. I'm very active in the community. I make a difference to my community. What else? I also know for a fact that I pay more tax than the national average wage. So let that sink in for a second. I pay more tax than what most people earn, certainly more than what anyone in these comment sections earns. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I contribute. I employ people as well. In fact, I also employ, you know, white British people. In fact, I mostly employ white British people. So it's a funny one. And it's kind of bouncing back off a video I put up a few months ago about, you know, racism and whatnot. But sometimes you just have to not look at what the media is saying, not necessarily listen to what the media is saying, and with your own eyes, look around the evidence and say, well, hold on a second. Do I know anyone that's offended by the British flag? Have I seen a British flag anywhere and seen people walk past and be like, oh my God? No. And this whole story kind of came out, I think, of some sort of right-wing propaganda to fuel racism even further and make anti-immigrant people, you know, jump up and down and have something else to moan about. It's a real. The only epidemic right now in the UK is there's more problems with racism than you've got with the whole immigration thing. Most people don't realise that these immigrants coming in really and truly don't make a massive difference to your life. And I'm a result of immigration, legal immigration, and I think to myself, there's certain things that go on politically that do affect me, and I will talk about that. But there's certain things that don't really affect me and don't massively affect the lives of many people. So it's just kind of like, pick your battles. And obviously, I also believe that if there is anyone that's offended by the British flag living in this country, quite frankly, you should fuck off then, But I also know that these people don't actually exist because I've never met anyone. I say no. No is a very factual statement, and I don't know because obviously I've not done a survey of 70 million people. But logic would tell me that of all the people I know, of all the people that I've met, of everything I've seen online, I've never ever seen anyone talking about how they hate the British flag. And then people say, oh, they hate what it represents, etc., and the British Empire, this and that. And I think, well, what a load of nonsense. This is stuff from 50 plus years ago. And 50 doesn't sound like a lot, and it isn't a lot. But you can't persecute today's population, today's people, for something that a country did many, many years ago. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'm Indian, and India was the country that was mostly, raped by the British. Yet we're here, and there's a level of harmony here. I don't hold any hatred. This country is what gave me my life. This country was what gave me my opportunities. I live here. I love where I live. I love my community. I love the people. So, yeah, all I'm saying is, if you're one of these people who believes this stuff, look at the evidence with your own eyes. Start to do that more. When things are in the media, think to yourself, well, hold on a second. Don't just believe everything you read and hear. Question things. And look around in your own community and look at people. And there's people from all communities who are what I'd call dickheads and knobheads, It's not like talk about this first thing in the morning, bloody hell, but people talk about, oh, they're coming over here, raping kids, this and that, blah, blah, blah. We have Jimmy Savile, maybe we have loads of other, child rapists and child killers, Fred and Rosemary West, weren't they? Yeah, they were the kids ones as well. And then you had the Myra Hindley and Neil, was it? Something, Hunt? I don't know, whatever his name was. But these were prolific, white, British, proper British people. So let's not pretend that certain crimes are exclusively committed by immigrants. And obviously you're going to get that as being antisocial behaviour from both parties. And I hate it when I see, especially when I see Asian people acting like dickheads and so on. I still think to myself, we've got to be on a slightly better behaviour because we're guests here. And I feel weird saying that because I live here, I pay my way. But nevertheless, I still feel like this is not my country. As much as I love my country, I still feel like we're guests here. And I feel like when you're at somebody else's house, you don't put your feet on the table, blah, blah, blah. You just behave in a slightly, in a way that others don't. And it's kind of unfair because obviously you're judged to a different standard to white British people, only by dumb people though. That's the thing as well. It's not, friends of mine, when we're having these conversations, they say, you're as British and as us, in English as us. But yeah, it's a real funny one. There's no kind of fix or way around this. This is just the society that we live in. And I've always said there's certain things I can control, and things I can control, I'll control, and there's things I can't control, and I cannot control what people think of these situations. All I'm asking you to do is look around, look at the evidence, and if you're holding a certain demographic of people to a certain standard, make sure that your own people are also living to that standard. And then everything's fair. Ah, man, as I say this, I think to myself, this is falling on deaf ears, but hey, at least I'm getting it off my chest, eh? So yeah, tell me what you think. And I hope the takeaway from this is that you go away and you do think, am I just listening to everything I'm told, or am I going to be somebody, a person of substance, and a person that actually looks at evidence with my own eyes, with my own ears, and listens, and then makes their decisions based on my own experiences, not just what the media tell me. But yeah, that's it for now, folks, and thank you, and we'll see you in next week's video. Ciao for now.